What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Trennon and Ryan Sports Show. My name's Trennon. That's Ryan. Say what's up, Ryan.
Hey, what's up?
And we're back. Dun, 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 dun. That pretty exciting intro right there by me. I'm just coming to you live and in color today to tell you that we're back. These past few weeks have been absolutely bonkers. I started a new job. I graduated from college. It has been absolutely insane for me. So the content hasn't been flowing because I haven't been flowing. I've literally not done anything. Well, by not doing anything with this related, I have done everything else. So I'm happy to be getting back to a bit of normalcy here. We're kind of walking back into things here. We're kind of welcoming things back, a little bit of a routine. So the content is coming back. We're excited. Are you excited, Ryan?
Oh, I'm so excited.
So be on the lookout for a ton of new stuff. We're entering into the summer months. As you know, the college sports in the summer months start to dwindle down somewhat. So I just want to say we'll be coming up with a bunch of random topics. We've got one at the end of this episode. So be on the lookout for that. Tons of stuff coming down the pipeline, though. Just be on the lookout for it. I'll be announcing a bunch of stuff soon. So don't worry about it right now. Don't worry about it. But be on the lookout. I'll be posting about it on social media, through YouTube. Be on the lookout. But right now, Trenton and Ryan Sports Show, Fridays only, Fridays only, Fridays only. Once. Once. Don't forget to like, subscribe, like the video, like the video, like the video. I found out today that affects the algorithm. Like the video. Apparently, if you like, it shares it to more people. So please like the video. Like, and subscribe, or I'll murder your family. That's what I was trying to say. Murder your family.
Very
like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I'll murder your family if you don't. Thanks. All right. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. That's awful. First topic. NFL draft. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at, Ryan? I'm not. What are you laughing at? All right. First topic. NFL draft. Like I said, not a lot of college sports going on right now, but we've got some good NFL draft stuff. Some breaking news with Tim Tebow, I guess. It's, even though it's like 2 days old. When you see it, it's like 5 days old, whatever. It's worth having the discussion.
We'll talk about
it. Recruiting news, which is always somewhat interesting. Got to know where your team stands in the overall picture. Getting these new recruits. That's how you win in the college football level. And one last topic, like for the end. So, NFL draft. Ryan, did you watch the draft? I know it's a little.
I did off and on. I watched the first round, and then from there it was off and on.
The first round, very tantalizing.
Yes. After that,
I was just screaming at the screen the entire night. My experience with draft, I couldn't watch. First, I was doing something Friday and Saturday, so I couldn't watch round 2 and all the other ones, 2 through 7. But round 1, just I was screaming at the top. It bothers me. To be honest with you, Brian, it bothers me that they just do so much extra crap. And it bothers, they take so many commercials, and the pick is in. We know the pick is in. And the pick will be in for 20 minutes before they actually give the freaking pick. It just enrages me. And then, I mean, I'm all about supporting people. I'm all about it. I think it's great. I think everybody should support everybody. But they had one time, they were like, they didn't give the pick for like 20 minutes. They come up there, Roger Goodell's about to get a pick, and he gives a speech about something. I'm like, God, just get a freaking pick. You know what I mean? I think it was one of the bigger picks because there was like a group of picks, like between like pick 8 and like pick 12 or 13, like from the Giants and the Cowboys and the Eagles and the Bears, and all of them were just picking those random players. I think there was like a slurry of picks there that they just were just messing around and not giving the pick. I'm like, dude, I want to see who the Bears are going to draft. You know what I mean? Anyway, a little rant about that over. What did you think about the draft overall?
The draft has always given me mixed feelings because my team, the Titans, always do horrible in the draft. They always just pick a player that they think is a gem, and always turns out that this player is never a gem, and it's just a failure. So I was more excited for other teams' picks than I was for my own team pick, which sounds wrong, but I think I was more. I think the big storyline going this draft that I found was interesting was all the quarterbacks. There were just so many good quarterbacks. Obviously, not all of them are going to pan out, but it was just interesting to see all that. And that's like the draw that brought me. I was like, how many quarterbacks are going to be drafted in the
That's
first round?
really interesting stuff, especially in that first. Especially, I thought Mac Jones was going to go third to the 49ers, and when they picked Trey Lance, right?
The Niners picked Trey Lance, yeah.
Trey Lance. When they picked him, I was like, what? But
I think New England fits Mac Jones a little better.
Yeah,
It's a
definitely.
year.
I agree with that 100%. Mac Jones fits the culture, the quarterback culture of New England.
Yeah, I think he needs a year.
That guy.
He'll get it.
Cam Newton's too in shape to be the quarterback in New England. They need a fatter white guy in there. That's just my opinion, of course. That's just how their operation works. That's just
worked for him. They won 6 Super Bowls with Tom Brady. So
yeah, backup white guy. So we'll see how it goes. All right, Ryan. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through a quick NFL draft rundown. There are some teams I have on this website, and I'm going to run through the teams that I think are notable to us and our audience. And if you are a fan of these people or the teams I ignore, make yourself more known to me. Let's go with the no, they kind of suck. The Panthers. We'll start with the Carolina Panthers. They drafted J.C. Horn, LSU wide receiver Terrence Marshall, Chuba, Shi Smith out of South Carolina. Those are kind of the big names that we would focus on.
I feel like a lot of those picks were kind of pandering. I think I know the Panthers like to go after South Carolina players just because it gets them South Carolinian fans.
I do think
obviously they're the Carolina Panthers, not the North Carolina Panthers. I think Shi Smith is a really good receiver. I think J.C. Horn is a good defensive back. I don't know if he's first round for me. I think it's overall good.
The NFL Network gave the Carolina Panthers an A rating.
Really?
An A minus on day 1, an A plus on day 2, and a day 3. Shi Smith, they drafted him late, number 204.
I think that was a good pickup, though.
Yeah, late pick for him. I thought he would go much higher. Kind of shocking.
Yeah, I think
right. The Bears pick up Justin Fields. Any thoughts?
Justin Fields does not look happy.
I think he was unhappy mainly because he was disrespected.
I mean, you're the number 11 pick in the draft.
I think he probably thinks he should be number 2, or at least he probably in their mind thinks he needs to be number 1. No.
But would you rather be number 2 and go to the Jets where you'll lose every single game for the rest of your career? Or you go to the Bears where you'll win some games for the rest of your career?
Yeah, he won't lose them all, but as long as Aaron Rodgers. Well, as of today, Green Bay did sign Blake Bortles. Does that mean the end of the Aaron Rodgers era?
No, Blake Bortles is back up now.
What about Jordan Love? Wasn't he the backup?
Jordan Love will be Jordan Love's the future.
Okay. All right. So, Justin Fields. What do I think? I think he'll be okay. I don't think they can start him. I think they should. I think they should start Andy Dalton. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, Andy Dalton. Yeah. I mean, I think it's always good to wait a year for quarterbacks because, if you look at the statistics, when you throw a rookie quarterback into the NFL, their careers generally go downhill from there. Whereas if there's very, very few that have succeeded, like Peyton Manning's, one of the very few. Whereas if you have them wait a year or 2, like Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre and all these other quarterbacks, they succeed.
So we'll see what happens there. All right, moving on. Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase goes 5th overall. And then Clemson offensive tackle Jackson Carman goes number 46. What do you think about that?
I think that Jamar Chase is a fantastic pick, especially since he's already got some chemistry with Joe Burrow,
I hate
a
that.
lot of chemistry. I think it's a great pick. I think that'll really help him out. Along with T. Higgins, that's going to be a fun offense to watch. And then Jackson Carman, I think he's a good lineman. They definitely need a lineman. He's not. I mean, Jackson Carman, I think, has a lot more potential to reach for sure. He could have done that with another year at Clemson, but good pick.
Potential pick. I hate Jamar Chase. I hate Joe Burrow. I put that on the record before. Every time they showed a Jamar Chase highlight, it was the one with them.
Yeah.
Almost said a bad word there, but I didn't. Shout out to me having a goal time, holding it back. Every time I see that Jamar Chase highlight, when he screws over that Clemson defensive back, it just enrages me. I would like to point that out. Kudos to me for not saying a bad word. All right, next team. I won't talk about them. I don't care. Nobody to note on that team. The Cowboys. There's nothing to talk about there. The Broncos don't really seem that exciting. Lions aren't exciting. The Packers not exciting. Rocky Road, Aaron Rodgers. Don't know what's going to happen there. Like I said, they signed Blake Bortles. They didn't really take any offensive weapons. I read a stat. Aaron Rodgers, I think, was the last offensive weapon the Packers have ever taken in the first round. Isn't that crazy? It was like 20 years ago or something like that. I know. You'll have to look it up to get it specifically right, but he's like one of the last ones, if not the last one.
Yeah, AJ, was he second round? But that is pretty crazy.
Yeah, nuts.
If you really even think about it, they don't take a lot of draft picks in the first round.
Yeah, but you get a couple.
I mean, they don't trade them. It feels like.
Yeah, I don't know.
They get a few.
The Texans got a C. They took, this is kind of funny. They took Stanford QB Davis Mills in the 67th overall pick. That's a disaster of an organization. God, that is so bad. What a disaster. Gonna skip the Colts. The Jaguars got a big one here. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Georgia cornerback Tyson Campbell, very good at cornerback. I'm looking to see Luke Farrell from Ohio State. I know him. He screwed Clemson over a couple times, must have been, because I know that name. What do you think about all that? Trevor Lawrence to the Jaguars. What is our opinions here? What do we think?
I think it's a great building block for Jacksonville. You got your quarterback. He's young. He's really good. I know Jacksonville already had a running back that did really well last year. But I think adding Travis Etienne really helps add to that offense because Jacksonville has no wide receivers. They have nothing. Even though Etienne is a running back, he did catch the ball a lot out of the backfield for Clemson and even lined up as a receiver for Clemson sometimes. He's an all-purpose back, and he can do it all. I think it's a big pickup. I'd say they did pretty well. I don't think Jacksonville expects to have a lot of success this first year. I think they're really building for the future, which is smart. Just keep going up.
Right. What do you think about Trevor Lawrence if he were to lose a regular season game with the Jacksonville Jaguars? It would be the first one he's lost ever. What do you think about
Impressive. And I know
he didn't lose one at Clemson. I mean, come on, man. That really speaks to how great Clemson is. I know they did lose that one regular season game to Notre Dame, but still, man, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's going to lose a regular season game at Jacksonville, but yeah, it's a pretty impressive stat.
I don't know their schedule. Oh wait, well, it comes out tonight. Let me see if it's already come out. If it's already come out, I will do it real fast. Let me see. I'm sorry, everybody. Jaguars 2021 schedule. I'm going to go through their schedule real fast. And I want to get your opinion of how many games over or under they'll make it without losing a game. Okay, their first game is at the Houston Texans. I say they win that game.
I agree.
The next game's at the Denver Broncos. Toss-up.
Win.
Arizona Cardinals, I think they probably lose that game. Lose.
Big time lose. Cardinals.
The Cincinnati Bengals. So we're saying over under 3 games. Does that sound good? Write that down. Remember that, everybody in the world. That's the thing. That's what we're gonna. That's the bet there. So that kind of Jacksonville. I can always forget to give my opinion. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence going to be good. A once in a lifetime talent, kind of like Andrew Luck. He needs better protection, better drafting than Andrew Luck got, so he doesn't retire sporadically. But Travis Etienne, I think that was a good pick. I think Tyson Campbell's a good pick. I think overall they had a very good draft. I don't think they get enough credit with that Travis Etienne pick. I think too many people were too critical of that pick. I'm going to skip the Chiefs, don't care. Going to skip the Raiders, don't care. Going to skip the Chargers, don't care. I'm going to skip the Rams, don't care. Alabama picking Jaylen. Alabama. Dolphins picking Jaylen Wado over Devonta Smith. Any opinions on that?
I think that's a good choice. I think Waddle is a better receiver than Smith. The only reason Devonta Smith won the Heisman is because Jaylen Waddle got hurt.
You think so? I think Devonta Smith's a good football player now.
I do too. But I think Waddle and Chase are better.
Yeah. All right. There you go. I agree. I think you're probably right. Like I said, Jaylen Wado was a monster. And the fact that I know he didn't do himself any favor, I guess he didn't matter. He came back in that championship game, tried to play, and still hurt. I respect that. That's a true football guy right there.
Auburn a few years back where he just destroyed him.
No,
yeah, go on.
What a great player. Texas A&M, Kellen Mond going to the Minnesota Vikings in the second round. Any thoughts?
Kirk Cousins, I guess I better watch out. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, Kirk is sweating. All right. The New England Patriots take Mac Jones. I have bashed Mac Jones before. I think he's a good guy. What do you think about that?
He's all right. It's a good pick. He won't start, but
I just think when you're a quarterback at Alabama, you're surrounded by the best players in the country. You know what I mean? Best offensive line, best wide receivers. You still got to get it to him, I guess, but I don't know. That's just my opinion.
University of Alabama won a national championship with Jake Coker as their starting quarterback.
Oh,
do you know who Jake Coker is? No one remembers his name, but he won a national championship.
You remember it. I remember it because he beat Clemson, didn't he?
That's right.
Sad. I shouldn't even brought that up. New Orleans takes Ian Book. Any thoughts? Us old Notre Clemson fans.
It just feels like
Drew Brees part 2.
New Orleans' future is Jameis Winston. Ian Book is
a good backup.
He's going to be a career backup.
Yeah, he's another Taysom Hill. He's like Taysom Hill 2.0. They both run the ball pretty well.
Yeah,
they just wanted a younger Taysom Hill.
He's got a good mind, so he'll be good on the sideline. But
that's smart. Went to Notre Dame, has to be somewhat smart.
Yeah.
The Giants boring. Zach Wilson going to the New York Jets.
Poor Zach Wilson.
Poor Zach. I think he's still going to be rich.
Yeah,
everybody always says bad to these NFL quarterbacks. Who cares?
Yeah, scars all over his face after his first season. The baby face completely.
Oh my God! Yeah, he is so adorable.
He's this rough man with a giant burly beard and just like tattered clothes everywhere.
He looks like he could be a freshman in high school.
He does.
I don't know why. I adorable guy.
I'm gonna text you about a person that he looks very familiar to after the show.
Okay. Can you say it out loud, or is it somebody we know?
Someone we know.
Oh God! All right, never mind.
Work with him.
The Philadelphia Eagles to take Devonta Smith. We kind of already talked about this. Just touch on it real fast. What do you think?
I feel like the Eagles need a quarterback. I mean, they have Jalen Hurts, but like Jalen Hurts can't throw the ball downfield. He just can't.
I know this is crazy, and I don't know a lot of Eagle fans. From what I see, they believe in their heart that Jalen Hurts is the future of their franchise.
And he's a great guy. He's a hard worker. He's going to work. He's going to do hard. He just can't throw downfield, and that's the problem. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Maybe he developed some this year.
What?
I said maybe he developed some this offseason.
Couldn't do it at Oklahoma. That's all I can say. But Devonta Smith is a good pick.
I didn't even realize who was next. The Pittsburgh Steelers. I thought the Pittsburgh Steelers draft overall was good. I like Najee Harris. A lot of people were bashing.
Great pick.
That's funny. That is a funny text message I just got on my screen. I think Najee Harris is a good player. I thought a lot of Pittsburgh fans were mad they didn't take an offensive lineman. But why would you take an offensive lineman when you can draft the people you want later on in the draft? No need to reach. Take the best player. Every single mock draft in the world had Pittsburgh taking Najee Harris, and every single mock draft in the world was correct because Pittsburgh took Najee Harris. It was not a shock. The only way he wasn't going to Pittsburgh if somebody took him first before Pittsburgh, it didn't happen. I thought overall, I know a lot about these guys for the most part. I thought Trey Norwood out of Oklahoma was a good pick. What do you think about him?
A good pick. Oklahoma had 2 defensive backs going to the draft, Trey Norwood and then Trey Brown. Both of them are very good. They've developed a whole lot under our new offensive coordinator, Alex Grinch. They're both really good at disrupting passes and getting interceptions, which is exactly what you want. So I don't know if he'll start. I don't really know what Pittsburgh has at defensive back at the moment, but he'll definitely play a good factor for them.
All right, sounds good. We don't have a lot of defensive backs, to be honest with you.
No.
2 Texas A&M recruits as well. The San Francisco 49ers take Trey Lance. What do you think?
Interesting. Because I don't think he's necessarily NFL ready just yet. So it'd be interesting to see if they stick with Jimmy G or if they go with Trey Lance to start.
You think they trade away Jimmy G?
I mean, if you're one to develop Trey Lance for like a year or two, I think it'd be beneficial to keep Jimmy G. But at the same time, you drafted Trey Lance at number 3, and with that number 3, you're expected to start.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Trade.
They also took Ohio State running back Trey Sermon with the number 88 overall pick.
Former Oklahoma running back Trey Sermon. That's a good pick. Yeah, he's a good running back.
Right. The freaking Seahawks only had 3 picks. How do you manage to do something like that?
They trade them all.
I mean, in what world though? And with the jury. Oh, Jamal Adams. I was like, why in the world? Who they picked up? Jamal Adams kind of stinks. Tampa Bay took Kyle Trask. That's notable.
That's a good one.
That'll be, I think, learning under Tom Brady. I don't know. We'll see. I think it'll be good. We'll see if he can develop. That's what I'm talking about.
I think he can develop. He's got good. As long as he doesn't go up against Trey Norwood, who picked him off twice in the Oklahoma-Florida game. You should be happy about this.
The Tennessee Titans.
We don't have.
It looks like y'all had a pretty good overall draft.
Yeah.
A cornerback, a tackle, linebacker, another cornerback, wide receiver.
Again, it's like we're trying to find gems when we should be getting the best players.
Definitely nobody that I know, which concerns me.
Exactly. It's how it always happens.
Farley from Virginia Tech, I wouldn't know him. From North Dakota State tackle, maybe good. I don't know. I got to keep an open mind. The Redskins, yeah, I call them the Redskins. The Washington football team. Let me see if they have anybody of note. No. And that's it. So that concludes our NFL draft. I know we're very late. That's our opinions. It wasn't really draft breakdown. It was more of this is how we think things worked out in our opinions because we're sports podcasters and we're allowed to do that. Next topic. You ready for it? I'm going to spin it out you real fast.
Oh.
Tim Tebow to the Jaguars. What do you think?
I know there's a lot of backlash to this one. I think it's an okay pick. I mean, they're not going to be paying him a lot of money. He's probably getting the minimum amount that you can give an NFL player on an NFL roster. I mean, I don't think he's going to play a whole lot, if any, really, as a tight end. I mean, obviously, I think he got the job because he is an incredible athlete. He's an incredible leader. And, of course, he's very close to Urban Meyer, the head coach of Jacksonville. I think that's how he got the job. I think if it was any other NFL team, he probably wouldn't have gotten the job. Um, in terms of an addition to the team, I'd say, I mean, it's probably like a C. He's probably not going to play a lot. He'll be a great locker room presence. He can definitely help coach players, especially like Trevor Lawrence. Since Tim Tebow was a first round draft pick, he was a Heisman winner. Trevor Lawrence wasn't, but it's okay.
I think he's only there for a leadership role.
Yeah,
I think he's there to guide the younger people around him.
there's a lot of young people on the team.
They're essentially getting him $1 million just to give speeches. That's what I think. I don't think he'll play a snap. They might as well should have hired him as a coach. Maybe he didn't want to be constrained. Maybe he wanted to get on the field of battle. But maybe for the most part, but he's nothing more than a glorified coach. A long time ago, not a long time ago, I guess a couple years ago, Juwan Howard used to be a player for the Miami Heat. He never played. He was old as heck, but he was a glorified coach. That is what Tim Tebow will be doing. Tim Tebow is nothing more than a glorified coach at this point. So anybody who requested us talk about that, there you go. It's hard to say. He's nothing more than a glorified coach who actually gets to hit somebody sometimes on the football field. Coaches don't get to do that. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. I guess they do. They have the pad.
Player on that team.
Huh?
He'll be the second most famous player on that team.
He'll be number one. Trevor?
Yeah.
No, I think Tim Tebow's the most famous.
Fair. I mean,
I think Tim Tebow's probably more nationally known. Trevor Lawrence is more like known between football guys, people like sports. But I think Tim Tebow transcends sports. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Because he is in a lot of Christian homes.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I think. All right. That ends the Jaguar Tim Tebow. Ryan, take over with the recruiting.
Oh, goodness. We have a lot of recruiting, so I'm just going to kind of run through this quickly. We haven't talked about recruiting in a while, so we got a lot built up. Quincy McAdoo committed to Arkansas. He's a 4-star wide receiver. So big pickup for Arkansas.
I think it's Magadoo.
Dustin Wade, a 4-star athlete, committed to Kentucky. Kind of a strange pick for Kentucky, but hey, good for Kentucky. Along with continuing on the Kentucky trade, Keaton Wade, a 4-star linebacker, also committed to Kentucky. Weirdly. 4-star wide receiver Tyler Morris committed to Michigan. That's a good pickup for Michigan. 4-star quarterback Gavin Wimsatt committed to Rutgers. Again, Rutgers is getting good commits. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it. Former starting Michigan quarterback Joe Milton transfers to Tennessee. Tennessee finally's got some good news.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. That was crazy.
So congratulations, Tennessee. You got a quarterback who got benched in the Big Ten. Enrique Gilbert, who originally announced that he was leaving LSU to go to Florida, has backed away from Florida and now is transferring back to LSU. He's a former 5-star tight end. Crazy story. If you haven't, read about it. It's hilarious. 4-star defensive end Kelly, I'm not just going to say Kelly, has decommitted from Florida State. And so big loss for the Noles there. 4-star defensive tackle Catron Evans, who was from the 2021 recruiting cycle, who was originally committed to Tennessee, has been released from his national letter of intent and is now up for recruitment again. So again, more bad news for Tennessee. 4-star wide receiver Xavier Worthy committed to Texas. Sad. 5-star safety Jacoby Matthews committed to LSU. Former 5-star linebacker Ben Davis transfers from Alabama to Texas. So huge pickup for Texas, honestly. Quavaris Crouch, a former 4-star linebacker who was with Tennessee, has transferred from Tennessee to go to Michigan State. More bad news for Tennessee. Shocker. 4-star quarterback A.J. Duffy has committed to Florida State. Huge pickup for the Noles. 4-star defensive end Zach Swanson has committed to Texas. Big pickup for the Longhorns. Little fun for Oklahoma. I got a lot of news for Oklahoma, actually. Seth
Right.
McGowan and Trejan Bridges were 4-star running back and 5-star wide receiver, respectively, were both kicked off the team for legal issues. They are both in custody and have both pleaded guilty, so they will probably be going to jail. 4-star linebacker Kip Lewis has committed to the University of Oklahoma, so hey, good news. Along with 3-star cornerback, defensive back, if you will, Jaden Rowe has also committed to Oklahoma. Some good news for South Carolina is 4-star quarterback Braden Davis has committed to the University of South Carolina. A lot of people say he's really good. I haven't watched his highlight tapes just yet, but I've heard he's pretty good. So, hey, what do you know? And then, finally, last but not least, 4-star offensive tackle and the number one player in the state of Arkansas, Emarian Harris, has committed to the University of Arkansas, all 6'7", 370 pounds of him.
Ooh, yeah, so pretty excited about that. Like I said, I told Ryan he's number one guy in Arkansas. Usually does not happen in Arkansas. Usually they go like to Alabama or something. So pretty exciting for the state of Arkansas. Pretty exciting for Arkansas. And I'm pretty excited about all that recruiting news. That was a lot.
A lot.
What happens when you take like 3 weeks or however long it's been? It feels like it's only been how many 2 weeks, right? Or 1 week?
It's been a few. It's probably at least 3.
Yeah, because we definitely didn't have one last week. Oh, I don't remember, but a lot of good recruiting news there. So make sure you, if you heard your school in there, pay attention. We're going to be bringing you a lot of recruiting news over the summer because the news is as dry as the desert. So we're going to be producing the best content possible. I'm pretty excited about it.
We got a lot of show topics picked out.
So Ryan,
the next business.
Summer Talks. Let's talk about Summer Talks. So it's a brand new segment I came up with earlier this week. So the Summer Talks is something I completely ripped off from another sports show. Kind of a double thing. So what it's going to be is at the end of every episode, we're going to have a discussion about some sports thing that I come up with in my mind. Could be anything. It's going to be a sports discussion. The question this week is the best college football program. Let's say programs. Let's say best program. You got to make a decision of who you think the best program is of the 2010s.
Can I make it a top 3?
No. Who's really number 1? Is it Alabama?
I wouldn't even put Alabama in my top 3.
They won those championships.
I know they did, but if we're talking about the single best teams out of the 2010s, I don't think that maybe this last one, I could probably say this last one. I'll give them that.
No, what I mean by this question, let me re-emphasize that. I'm not talking about the single best team. I'm talking about overall picture, overall.
Oh, yeah, man. I don't think
Oh, so it is been okay. So since that answer is way too simple, we'll go to the best teams. Like you had a better idea then.
Yeah, I was thinking, because obviously there's the 2013 Florida State. Crushed everybody. Crushed everybody.
Yeah, so they stink.
They don't. And not 2013. 2013.
What about the Clemson team and the LSU team? I would pick that.
Well, I was just saying, like between that's the 3 ones is 2018 Clemson, 2019 LSU, and 2013 Florida State. Those teams were incredible.
I would put this Alabama team, man. This Alabama team in this past year, let me tell you something. They had it all. They had a good offensive line, good running back. Usually them Alabama teams got a good running back or a good quarterback and a good wide receiver, and they had everything. Their defense was a little, but see, that makes me, now that I start talking about the defense, that makes me think, like, were they actually as good as I thought they were? Because their defense did kind of suck, even though they blew everybody out.
Yeah, their offense was incredible. Like and like if we're talking about best offense over the 2010s, it was LSU. But LSU's defense in 2019 was good. It was good enough to win a championship, but it wasn't the best. There were like Ohio State and Clemson, arguably. I would say Ohio State that year had the best defense in 2019. But we're looking at overall teams.
Maybe Cam Newton. Cam Newton, that Auburn team. That was a long time ago. Was that 2009 or 2010? That was a hot minute ago.
That was 2010.
Man, so they would count technically.
They count. But that team had no defense. It was just Cam Newton.
Yeah, that team was terrible. That team produced a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. I will give Auburn their credit. That year with Cam Newton was fun. I hated Gus Malzahn. I still do to this day. I hate him. But that year with Cam Newton was fun, and that year when they went to the national, they won them. So a lot of people remember that season because of the kick six. But if you look back, they also had that Georgia Hail Mary where that guy like tipped it to the Auburn wide receiver. Man, what a crazy season. They produced some good quality football games. Yeah. I will give Auburn some credit.
I would say the two best overall, not even just performance on the field, but also players that got drafted. 2013 Florida State and 2018 Clemson.
You have to throw LSU in there. You have to.
I know, but like I was looking at that defense, I'm a little turned off.
That offense was just unreal.
But if you look at the 2018, it
didn't matter if they had a good defense.
But if you look at the 2018 Clemson team, look how many first-round draft picks just that team had. 3 on the defensive line. Both cornerbacks were first-round draft picks. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, T. Higgins, most likely Justin Ross when he comes out.
He doesn't transfer, yeah.
Oh, Isaiah Simmons.
That's true, to the Cardinals. And he's not a bad player. They just don't know what to do with him in Phoenix because that guy they have, Cliff Kingsbury, scumbag, and doesn't know how to coach. He doesn't look pretty, but he doesn't know how to coach football.
And even Florida State, he had so many first-round draft picks out of Florida State from that 2013. I'd say LSU's offense overall was the best.
Is Ryan an ACC homer? That's why I'm a little bit more lenient toward Alabama and LSU because I know what happened to Arkansas when they went up against those. Man, they pounced us, dude. We didn't score. We only scored 3 points against Alabama. They must have had okay defense. That we stink.
There were a lot of good teams in the 2010s, but
Vince Young in the Texas. I'm just kidding. Maybe next week we'll do the top teams of the 2000s, even though I don't really know any of them. I would just say the 2008 Razorbacks. That's just my opinion, but you never know. Maybe the 2010 Arkansas Razorbacks that went to the Sugar Bowl. They did lose to Ohio State, but that's because they cheated. So I'm just saying it's something to think about. It is something to think about. Something to consider. I like that. That was a good segment. I enjoyed talking about that. That's a good. I'm gonna keep bringing that back. I don't know if y'all have any suggestions of what segment we should throw out there next week. Let me know.
We'll do the best team of the 1990s next.
No, we'll do the best team of the 1960s, which would be the 1964 Arkansas Razorbacks.
What, the one year y'all won a national championship?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Thanks.
1-1.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, it's more than who?
I said unlike South Carolina.
Oh, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you said. Hey, you need to calm down, bro. They do have the 1969 ACC championship, so nice. If you were to win an ACC championship, 1969 would be the year that you would want to do it. You know what I mean? There would be I wouldn't want to win another championship just because I want to keep it holy. You know what I mean? Yeah, we won one in 69. You know how it is. I'm just saying, why would you want to win another one? I wouldn't. That's just my opinion.
They clearly haven't made a lot of efforts to win another one. So the University
close that year. Speaking of Cam Newton, they came close that one year. They almost beat Auburn when they played at Auburn that year. But in the SEC championship game, I don't think it was much of a competition if my mind remembers correctly.
Yeah, well,
South Carolina here, they had some good football teams.
they did.
Is South Carolina the best team of the 2000 best overall team of the 2010s?
What?
What? What do you mean? You don't remember Perry North? I think that was his name. That was the best quarterback they ever had there. All right, I'm done. Is that it, Ryan? Is that the end of the show? I think I like this show. This is a funny show. Sometimes we have serious shows. Like I think the last episode we had was pretty like bang, bang, bang. This one, all over the place. I like that though. I like a good funny show. I think it's good for the audience to have a good laugh. Have a good laugh. To laugh a little bit. You know what I mean? So if that's it, I just like everybody who thanks for watching, liking, subscribing. Please like the video, turn on your notifications, subscribe. On the audio format, there are always now going to be a new updated thing. I'm going to record all that tomorrow. But just so you know, still do that stuff I mentioned for your video peeps. So I appreciate it. All right, Ryan, if that's it. Bye. Bye, everybody.